Wow, on your phone for the podcast?
Sorry, what's that? I'm just influencing millions across the nation.
Sorry, what are you doing on your phone that's influencing millions across the nation?
Inspiring hope, creating change, and establishing peace.
So just give me like a single thing that you're actually doing.
Just gave you 3, but if you need a 4th, I am also
Okay, I'm looking for
motivating others.
I'm looking for an action. So like let's say you give a speech and it inspires hope. So not the inspiring hope part. Go back. What is the actual thing you're doing? It looks like you're scrolling.
Cultivating hope would also be more appropriate. I do understand how I was a bit vague on that one.
Okay, got it. So what's on your phone? What kind of app is on your phone?
Pretty much anything across the World Wide Web is what I've been accessing as of late.
So right now, what's on your screen?
Thank you for reminding me. The screen protector is in need of replacement. Thank you.
What is your phone projecting onto your screen right now? And first, before you answer, cancel the answer you were about to give me and give me the second one. It's taking a while, huh?
The problem is most of these phones don't use a typical projection.
I didn't mean a projector on your... You got like a long-ass projector hitting a fucking screen.
I'm just getting hung up on the semantics here, so it's important that we establish that.
It's important that we stall so I can come up with some kind of answer.
That was it. Eddie, we started at 1:32 p.m. How are you doing on this day?
I'm doing good. I said a lot of things and nothing at the same time.
Yep.
So I'll restart. I just got back from a little trip back home. And you're still scrolling.
I was looking at Preguntas.
We'll get them later.
Fuck those guys. All
right. So I just got back from a trip back home, and we've been chatting for like an hour and a half before this podcast. Yeah. You guys missed out on a lot of juicy details.
Eddie and I did our usual thing when we go on trips, and then we come back and reconvene is we stand in the doorway and we just sort of yell at each other in a good athletic stance for about tight 10 to 15.
Yep.
And then we just talked about life.
Usually the neighbors call the police. We fight them.
The police and the neighbors?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. They've been getting out of hand.
I do that thing called the super punch where you punch 50 people at once.
You know what I'm talking about?
You've seen me do it.
I didn't know that was what was causing them all to topple like Donnie Mo's, but
yeah, there's our famous. It's not our famous, but we had a famous conversation about how many fourth graders we could beat.
Yeah,
I always see discourse about how well we'll do, and nobody talks about me and you doing super punches.
That seems like it is a turbocharged attack, but you don't need to kick many fifth graders to charge that attack.
Yeah, and the best thing too is by charging it up, you just go
like that. It looks like Jared Allen wrangling. Whoa!
If there were 50 people right there, boom, 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 like dominoes.
What's your reach?
I don't know, like 50,000 feet from me.
Oh, so you're only capping it at about 50 people that you could hit with that?
I don't want to punch harder because I don't know what will happen.
Okay. That's good that you're keeping it in check, though. You're reining it in, guy.
A lot of people don't know their own strength. I do.
That's pretty good.
And I keep it at bay.
It is locked and or loaded right now.
When I post those videos threatening my phone before I post one of my YouTube videos, that's me at like 0.5% power. Wow. I could shatter a phone if I sneezed on it.
Damn, and you still go through a new phone every time you do that bit, too.
Yeah, no, it's expensive.
The overhead alone.
Did I tell you about that one time? Do you remember when my phone broke down right before a trip?
Yeah.
So, and Tony can't say shit to this because Tony may be right, but according to the Apple person, he's wrong. But Tony is going off of logic, so it's not a me versus him thing. I would say he's the voice for all of you.
Yeah.
I have one of the water-resistant iPhones. They don't say waterproof because it's not.
Can't legally do it.
So there was one, before I posted one of the videos, I don't remember which one it was, but it was 2019, and I was about to go home, and then the next day drive to New York with Tony and my friend Zach. There's your bingo card for you guys.
Bing.
But I like that. Do that again.
Bing. Go.
Keep doing that.
Okay. I'll toss in 2 more bings during the podcast, all right?
But I had a video coming out for the day I was going to be on the plane. So I filmed one of the videos where I say, if you don't retweet my video, this is what's going to happen. And I usually beat the phone or something. I dunked it in a tub. But that's a water-resistant iPhone. I've seen people keep them in glasses of water for over 30 minutes or over an hour, and they've been fine.
Yeah, totally.
So that's fine to do with your phone. That night, I'm on Discord with you and Jakey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm packing, and my phone bricks itself completely.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot, dude. I dunked it in a tub, but I thought it was water resistant. It was supposed to be fine. I know already you're like, you dunked it in a tub. They advertise it in the water.
Yeah.
I took it to Apple, and they told me, and fuck you, Tony, they told me that it was a software problem.
Okay.
They would know if that phone broke from water. They always know what it breaks from, right? Water damage is a very clear thing.
And they're looking for it, too, every time.
Every time, so they don't give you free. They gave me a free new phone and said, sorry, there was a software glitch. We're very sorry about this. All your stuff is backed up onto here. We got to save it all. We are very sorry for this.
Mm-hmm.
If there was water damage, can you make a software problem happen and not have any visible water damage? And it's a water-resistant phone?
Mm-mm.
But 4 hours before that thing bricked, I did dunk that thing in the tub. But so I don't know.
Don't tell him that, but he doesn't know.
Don't tell the Apple geniuses. Do they still call them geniuses?
Genii, but yeah, I think they do.
What the fuck was up with that?
I don't understand. That's setting the bar very high.
Do you remember for a while when they first started calling them geniuses, everyone thought that was like the like most prestigious job you could
Holy
get?
shit. Move over Geek Squad. We got geniuses now.
What's with Best Buy's going, we got the fucking Geek Squad.
So you can either go with a fucking savant over there, or we got these nerds in the back that could probably fix it up for you.
Fucking nerd groups coming to your house.
The nerd herd. All right, you guys just call into Best Buy and be like, hey, I'm having, just really straight face, like, I'm having some trouble setting up the PC. Do you think, like, someone from the nerd herd could come help me?
Did you ever use the Geek Squad for anything back in the day?
No, I didn't. I didn't ever have to call them up. Did you?
I think that story that I told about, you remember when I was getting my TV mounted in my room?
Yeah.
And they put the mounts so high that the TV would have to be cut in half to even go up there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was the Geek Squad. And I was like, TV mounting's part of the Geek Squad?
That seems like that's a long umbrella of things that they should do.
Yeah, I feel like being in the Geek Squad doing some like contracting work isn't really part of the Geek Squad. So maybe that's why my TV mount got put in the wrong place.
Probably they're not studs themselves, so how could we expect them to find one? You know?
Exactly.
It's
I
just
love that one.
That was a
real
good one. Boom.
That was real good.
Take it home with you. I mean, bing.
There you go.
I got one more left.
Did we cross? You sent me while I was back home. Did we cross in the top 50 of comedy podcasts again?
Yeah, bitch. Top 50 on Spotify. Top 50 comedy. Let's go.
Have we done that before?
I don't think so.
Because we were never on the ranking for it. But when you click on comedy for podcasts on Spotify, we'd be in the group, but it wouldn't have a ranking list, and I could never see our ranking.
Yeah.
It would usually be like you scroll way down, and then like Super Mega and us would be right next to each other. Also,
True.
Matt and Ryan mentioned on the Super Mega podcast that they were going to be on here. And then,
Yep.
and I love those boys, they had to reschedule. And so don't blame us. We're rescheduling with them, and they are going to be on the podcast. But this one is nobody's fault. And I'm just saying because Matt mentioned it on the podcast, and if people are going to be like, guys, what'd you do?
I was begging to just throw it on them. Could we do that?
Let's throw it on them. Let's not throw it on Ryan, though. Let's throw it on Matt.
Matt, you did this.
Matt, you fucking asshole.
What are you doing, guy?
They're even though we've been on the Super Mega podcast, I think Matt and Ryan are our white whale.
They are white whales. There are two little belugas swimming in tandem.
There
like
are
that.
Moby Dicks.
Oh, dude. Those little beluga boys swimming through. What kind of whale was Moby Dick? Was he the great white whale?
He's a big one.
My friend Lars, when we were growing up in school, when we go swimming at a lake, he'd be like this. He'd be bobbing with his head up, and he'd go like this. Guys, you hear what they saw in the lake? And I was like, no. And then he would have his swim trunks pulled down, and he would go and stick his butt up, and he would go, white whale! And he just showed just his butt cheeks.
I think that the whale's species is the big one.
The big one?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Anytime you're any type of fiction animal that's just too big, that's what I consider it. It's one of the big ones.
Is it the big one? Like, is the singular big one?
Yeah. It's especially if it's in Chicago, it's the big one.
Damn, dude. Yo, I was just seeing a little YouTube video last night as I was just doing my mindless. You know, there's like that 20-minute period where the last few things you see before you go to bed are just a blur of like, all right, I'll watch this fucking Russian cooking video.
Yep.
Or how's this guy build a gun from polycarbonate shit, you know?
I hope that's not something that's around.
It's still in the Russian cooking video. I saw one about like it was called like Mega Conda, or like it was this big fucking snake, and they said that the biggest snake that ever lived, it was the dominant apex predator for like 5 million years, and it got to be like 45 feet long, and it was a meter wide.
Oh my god.
That's like wider than this fucking table right now almost.
Dude, I had a conversation with Chrissy about this very recently. The fact that we don't think about, because obviously like dinosaurs and humans were never, crossing paths.
Exist, yeah.
But human history is recorded human history, and then there's a lot of human history that is just like fucking survival. And there were a lot of big ass animals during that time.
Yeah, dude, big boys.
I want to look up a couple of the big boys. Should I search up? What do I search?
Just the big ones.
Is it prehistoric animals that like humans had to?
Biggest animals that coexisted with humans.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, 1 second.
Of course, we're gonna see the old. I don't know if Megalodon. Actually, Megalodon was totally around when humans were around, right?
I don't know enough about the Megalodon, but we wouldn't really interact with them, right? We weren't real beach goers where a Megalodon would be like just at the shore. I don't think.
When were jet skis invented? Did those overlap with Megalodons? Can you look up?
It's a Megalodon that's like, like fucking 500 years old.
Yeah.
Is that a jet ski? he knows. Okay, so biggest prehistoric. Wait, what was the wording we were going with?
Biggest animals that existed during humans.
Okay, animals that existed.
We're gonna get some Meggies.
During humans. We're gonna get some Meggies. Okay. That's the largest animal. This is not.
Is it the Meggie right now?
So
or what?
it's coming up with a lot of 10 giant animals that are long since dead. No, list of top largest animals ever recorded in history. But I want to know if they are history while we were around.
Mastodons, probably big ones. The hairy mammoths.
There you go. I want to see. How about 6 giant animals that once ruled the earth, and then we'll just figure out if their humans were around or not.
I'll subtract with the math.
This is a giant ass bird, dude.
Let me see that big flight fucker.
Wait 1 sec. I just gotta tell you this how it starts. You probably heard of Big Bird from Sesame Street.
All right, let's go.
But have you heard of the Argentavis magnificens?
I think he lived at the end of the block with Snuffleupagus.
It ruled the skies of Argentina 6 million years ago and was one of the biggest birds to ever exist. You ready for this bad boy?
I'm ready for that bad boy.
And I'll send it to Tony.
Oh!
It's got to be a recreation, of course, because it was 6 million years ago.
That thing is huge. That looks like a crow that could eat my dad.
It says a man stands beside the ancient bird to show the size comparison. But you made this ancient bird.
Yeah.
Right?
It looks like a fake bird that they just tacked up again.
You got to explain that photo a little bit more.
Some kid cut it out.
The giant sloth was around with when humans were around.
Pretty sure. Otherwise, how would we know about Sid?
Exactly. Dude, I think Sid the Sloth's got to be probably the ugliest thing to ever exist, right?
That's probably, yeah.
Well, actually, no, wait. Same movie, Ice Age Baby.
There you go.
That's the one.
Ice Age Baby, too. And then it's Sid after that.
Sid's after that. And then, we got to say it, and we can say it together. Ray Romano's mammoth is really hot.
Yeah.
We both knew that. That's a simple truth we all accept.
That's true. And another thing that we already know, too, and we can say it together, too, is that he was way too good and handsome for Queen Latifah's mammoth.
Of course, yeah. No,
exactly.
That's just a simple.
That was he was bound by the limitations of the species left on the earth.
In that relationship deal, he had to deal with the annoying fucking ferrets or whatever.
Yeah, dude, the Simon Pegg guys or whatever.
Dude, imagine you're dating somebody and there's just 2 little guys hanging from their mouth all the time. That's a bad deal.
Imagine trying to kiss.
Hey, whoa! We're just 2 little guys right here.
You been eating pastrami in there?
They're just they really roast you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got some spinach in his teeth. Oh, ooh. Dude, I would love for us to be 2 little guys just on somebody's mouth.
If anyone needs that ISO 2 little guys hanging out on people's mouths, we'll fulfill that spot. I promise you.
How many Ice Age movies are there?
5, I think. Are there fucking 5 movies?
That's pretty confident. I know you said I think, but I don't know. And I love you said, are there 5? Like I just said it to you, but you said it yourself.
We never know. I will Google it. The Google will tell us right now. How many Ice Age movies are there?
6. There are 6 Ice Age films.
The confidence from Google.
Ice Age, The Meltdown, and No Time for Nuts.
No Time for Nuts? I love that.
What the fuck is No Time for Nuts? It came out in 2006? That's a short comedy. That doesn't count. Are they counting that as a fucking
The
Ice Age
6
movie?
was so Gus. 6 movies.
You fool.
I wonder, should we see how Siri would say it?
Yeah, how would Siri say it?
Okay.
Probably all cocky and stupid.
Yep. All right. How many Ice Age movies were there?
Here are movies matching Ice Age.
Here are movies matching Ice Age. And I see, okay. Oh, so it searched for all of Ice Age. We got Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
We got the original Ice Age, 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ice Age Collision Course, 18%.
Yuck.
This one looks like a short. Ice Age Continental Drift, 37%, and Ice Age Meltdown. It looks like there's 5 solid movies.
Yeah. Dude, I'm on Wikipedia, and there's another 6th one listed as Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. And I click it, and it's the only page that doesn't redirect. These other ones do.
Try Googling, we got to figure out, the title's just Buck Wild?
The Adventures of Buck Wild.
The Adventures of, who the fuck is Buck Wild?
Isn't that Simon Pegg's little one-eyed guy that's like, I could help you get an ice cube?
Yeah, I think it
He
might
opens
be.
his trench coat. I got him right here.
What, is this some kind of Ice Age?
I was in Hot Fuzz, but not me, because I wasn't around yet. Just me voice. Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Oh, I typed in Bad Ventures of Buck Wild.
Oh, wow, you're really roasting Ice Age right now.
Freudian slip.
More like Bad Ventures of Fuck Wild.
Whoa. It's coming to Disney Plus in early 2022. Yeah, it's voiced by Simon Pegg. That seems like one that I love. Simon Pegg. How did Buck Wild get his own fucking spin-off? What?
I already made myself. What? I was about to say to you, what if they called it Bice Beige Bad Ventures Bub Wild? I don't know why. Maybe the fact that I would say it again after our last podcast episode made me laugh before I even said anything else.
I'm this close to resigning.
I'm sorry for interrupting. It's not even funny. But oh man, the thing is with that ending one with the video game high school one, I was just like, I know this will break Gus's brain. That's all I can say.
I
What were you
sorted
saying
out.
before I said that? I'm so sorry.
Some probably really important Ice Age Buck Wild shit that you just steamrolled over. I was saying, how the fuck did he get his own his own steamroller, his own spin-off though? Like,
I guess just they wanted to make another movie and they were like, we can't justify.
Yeah.
Ray Romano will not sign on for another one.
no, and he's just saying, I'm not going to say a single line in the movie unless every 5th line includes the name Deborah in it.
That's exactly it.
Which
Where's Deborah in the Ice Age?
They're like, do we write Deborah into the Ice Age?
I can't wait for Ice Age's 7th movie, Ice Age. Where's Deborah? He's just looking around for her the whole time.
And Deborah is spelled with like 6 A's because you can tell he's just saying it from another room. Deborah! Oh man, what the fuck is Simon Pegg doing? Do you ever follow people on Instagram, like just little celebrities and stuff, where you're like, oh my god, I've probably seen everything that they've ever done. Let me hit him with a follow. I didn't know you had this side of yourself.
Weirdly enough, no. I rarely ever follow celebrities on Twitter or Instagram.
Really?
I don't know why. I think of it more as like the people we know through like internet stuff as kind of what I do and people I know in my personal life.
Yeah, I do a select few and just check in with them. A couple notable ones. I only say that because I followed Nick Frost on Instagram the other day, and it's so different. Like he posts just a ton of photos of himself, and it seems like it's not a bad thing at all. But he's posting all the fucking time.
For people that don't know, Nick Frost is the other one in the duo of the Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg movies.
Absolutely, Cornetto trilogy.
He's great.
Oh, I fucking love. He's so funny.
I didn't mean to make him sound like he's just the other one.
No.
I was just trying to explain for people that didn't know.
Exactly, but like he's great. But it's so weird to think too, because it's like when I think of, everyone has their own idea of a celebrity or a person they've seen in a movie and something. I'm like, when I think of Nick Frost, and especially I hear the stories about him and stuff, like Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg tell about, like, yeah, he was just the funny friend that was just fucking around, like, waiting tables with him, and then they're like, hey, let's put him in something fucking okay, you know? And now I'm like, I look at him and it's like, oh, this guy posts, like, multiple times a day photos of himself and stuff. I'm just like, oh, it's just a different side of them I hadn't even been aware of. Another person was Eric Wareheim that I followed recently, and he posts like the most delicious food shit every fucking day, dude. I had no idea, dude. He was such a foodie. He's
in Master of None as well, right?
Yeah, he's in Master of None.
It's a very cooking heavy show.
I didn't know he was cooking heavy in that.
Especially season 2 is a lot about pasta.
I only saw an episode in film class that I had to watch.
They should call it Master of Pasta. That's just my idea. I've been emailing Netflix for years.
Why did you not say Pasta of None? It was so close. It was right there.
Because I don't care. Oh man, dude, it's nice, honestly, to get back into routine stuff. I had a fucking absolute nightmare with some video stuff, getting that Dumbo UFO video out.
Yeah,
Which,
dude, it's a good video.
I felt weird about the video because I had a lot of UFO skeptics coming in saying like, you didn't cover everything, and I was like, I thought this one was very clearly me just fucking around and screaming.
Yeah.
I literally call myself not a journalist, not an expert, and then I literally I'm like, I'm a fucking YouTuber, I'm an idiot, and then was just kind of doing like some fun jokes. Like, that's it. I think it's maybe UFO algorithm people that are really in on the serious stuff of it. And we're like, and I think sometimes I make pretty serious video essays.
Yeah.
So maybe it's my fault for getting it confused, but that was a very micro bit of the reaction I saw to the video at all.
That's good. Can't have the too much enthusiast action there will just wreck it. You gotta have fun. People need to know that you like to have fun around here.
I'm a fun guy. I should put a disclaimer at the beginning of every video, just so you guys don't know. If you guys don't know, I'm a fun guy.
Warning, the stunts you're about to see have been performed by a fun guy. You know what I was watching again recently, speaking of the big warning thing, is I'm big into Jackass mode again.
Because the 4th movie's coming out soon, right?
The 4th
When is
movie,
it coming out?
It's coming out later this year, actually. And it is fascinating. I don't know if we dipped into this at all in a previous podcast, but there's been so many developments and shit, and some are heartbreaking, some are exciting and stuff.
I saw this stuff of that, I think, and I heard about it from Tony, I think, vaguely seeing it, is that wasn't Bam like trashing everybody?
Yeah, Tremaine, the director, has taken a restraining order against Bam now. It's a very ugly situation. So that is just a fucking huge bummer over there. But I don't know. That's why I'm so curious to see what this one's gonna look like. You know, we've already started seeing some main cast members doing the little interview circuits and shit. Knoxville,
Knoxville did what was it, a GQ interview?
It was GQ or Variety or something. Yeah,
the tone of it seemed very serious.
Yeah, he seemed very matter of fact and stuff. And then maybe dude looks good with the silver hair, but maybe that was a contributor for me too, of just like, whoa, he looks a lot older now.
Was he dyeing it for a long time?
He said that by the time that Jackass was picked up on television, he'd already been dyeing it for years. He was almost 30 by the time it got picked up, and he said, I've been dyeing it.
He was an early gray.
Yeah, he says his whole family, like in their 20s, gets gray hair and shit. So that makes it a little different too. Good, avoided the cringe, John. No, it's the dude looks good with the silver hair, but yeah, he seemed really fucking serious in that interview and stuff. I'm sure it just is like, I'm sure the Bam shit's got to fucking suck, and it's got to cast a huge cloud on this thing, because it's supposed to be, like they were kicking around for a while. It was going to be like, hey, Jackass 4, we're not done yet. We're like for Ryan Dunn and shit. So
I wonder if I would almost maybe like if the 4th, and I could be alone on this because I'm not like a huge Jackass fan. I would almost like if the 4th movie included some kind of real stuff and didn't just like completely skate over it and ignore it. But also I know that's not what, huge fans look for. They look for the kind of like fun camaraderie of like,
and I think that would be appreciated if that were in there, though. Just a little bit of realism and stuff, and like maybe old archival footage. I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled some shit, because I mean, even Tremaine was saying too, like when they shot Jackass 3, everyone was at the time thinking this is probably the last movie, you know. So he said that he could probably cut together 5 hours of film from the shit that they shot. So
I wish I could put a filter whenever I watch Jackass stuff to go, I just don't need to see the real gross stuff.
Yeah.
I personally, my brain doesn't mesh well with it, and so I wish I could see all the fun and the stunts and just cut out anything that's real nasty,
Yeah. Are you not a big like pukey kind of guy, or like?
It's mainly not that, especially like and I don't want to delve too deep, but especially like the kind of shit humor stuff or like bad injuries. I just don't like any of that stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. I got fortunate that I'm not as reactive to like vomit and stuff like that, which is just it's a life convenience thing, because it's like you don't work up to that. But I'm just like, because even when I was going and shooting with G4 a few days ago, we're doing a thing that like a bunch of people were like puking all over set and shit.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was just I hit him in the stomach because I was like, "Are you a baby?" And they were puking. So it's whatever.
Oh, that's the old Gus and Eddy, when we go to a set and we punch people in the stomach.
Yeah, without warning too.
Yeah, no, you did that without me. It's in the name, so I just thought maybe you would have given me a call.
No,
I would have hopped on a flight right away.
You sound like a guy who's gonna get punched very hard in the stomach right now.
Well, then I got to do it back because it's in the name.
Damn it! Sorry, eye for a gut for a gut. You know the old Hammurabi, how he said that. No, but anyway, like I agree though. It's a very, you know what, I forgot. I tossed up Jackass 3 on Discord a few weeks ago with some folks, just the general group. Some of them are coming out this weekend too. And I didn't know, like, a few people of those guys in the Discord had never seen Jackass.
Oh.
And I was super excited.
Are they same age as us?
Yeah, they're the same age as us.
Kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah, like
it was on cable all the time.
There
too.
was stuff of, like, I've seen clips or whatever, because we
sense.
started it when I was just like, hey, I want to show you, like, the jet engine thing in 3, which is hilarious, where they're just, like, trying to serve tables through the fucking jet air and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I love that one.
Those are great intro ones, stuff like that, or like Beehive Tetherball and shit like that, where I was like, have you probably seen some of these? And they're like, yeah, we've seen some of those. But I started the movie, and again, it's no shade to those people, but we started going through there, and like multiple people were like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, no, that's kind of part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in that. There's a specific scene that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to gross people out. That has to do with a volcano that I literally have always skipped and do not want to watch, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, dude. I also hate igneous rock, though, so I get you. Yeah.
I don't think I would see it in theaters because I wouldn't be able to scroll through things.
Really?
So that's where I'm at with it.
Oh,
yeah.
I get you. I'm going day one, fuckers. I was so pissed because I was just on the verge barely of not being able to see that in theater, the third one when it came out. So I never thought I'd be able to see a Jackass movie in theaters. I'm like, I want to go. The theatrical experience of watching Jackass with a room of people, I'm like, I gotta see that though.
That's true, because there's an energy there. I assume there is. I've never seen one in theaters, so maybe because 3 came out. Yeah, we were too young to go see it.
2010.
Yeah. So, which also I fol like everyone has this experience when you turn 17. Were you excited to get like carded at the movies just to be like, I'm an adult, sir?
Kind of, yeah.
Most people I know didn't get carded once they were 17.
Oh, I
like,
didn't.
Ever. I've never been asked my age for a movie.
Yeah.
Other than when we were like kids. And I was excited. I remember, what was it at the time? I said I remember, but I think it was, when did The Revenant come out? Was it 2016?
That was 2015 because Hateful Eight came out that same year.
And it was November that year, December, right?
Right at the end, so roll over.
So yeah, I would have, actually no, I would have just turned 18 then, so it wasn't The Revenant.
Yeah.
Wait. Yes, Tony's calling. Tony, you're on the podcast. Hang up if you don't want to be on it. There it is.
He's getting
What
good.
I love is Tony's on my streams now. He's going to be on the podcast eventually, but that bit's too fun.
It's a good bit.
It's a good bit.
It's a good
bit. I feel like we really want to get a boys trip going. Especially our main boys trip is Tony, Sven, me, you, Jakey.
Yes.
And we got to do it. But this summer is so hectic already.
It's nuts.
It's good, but it's like I forget with work stuff. I think my big issue is I took on more work than I ever have during the pandemic because I was so fucking bored all the time. And now that I'm like going home to see people, I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. No, I'm starting. I'm still okay, but I was even saying a couple episodes ago, I'm starting to get into that oopies. I took on way more than I can fucking handle right now kind of mode.
Yep.
So hoping that doesn't rear its ugly head. But
we're doing fine. I don't mean to complain too much.
Totally. And it is, if anything, we are becoming more fortunate in many ways, and one of those ways is that we don't have to say yes to everything. We never really had to.
I never did, but to a fault before.
but there were some even implied obligations where even though we were saying no, it do be more uncomfortable to say no. But now we're able to way more pick and choose. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, let's not even feel bad about not having to do this kind of stuff. But so that's nice. But I'm looking at my year and I'm like, all right, what am I going to welch on first here with some of these things? So
I'm so excited. And, again, sorry if you didn't grab a ticket for it and wanted to go. I'm so excited for December to see everybody in person. That's going to be so cool.
It's going to be rad.
I'm so fucking excited. Especially just, to do something like that again. I'm very happy that it seems like the first time we're going to kind of be on like a legit planned stage. Is just me and you together hanging out. Because that'll be just so fucking cool, especially because it's a theater that I went to when I was a teenager.
Totally, dude.
Makes me super fucking happy.
It's coming home. It's Eddie Man Homecoming.
It's Eddie Man Homecoming, except I just did that anyways.
That's true. He's re-coming home.
You want to get into some preguntas?
Okay, let's look at a pregunta. Do you think I could get a little bevy of sorts? Do you have an extra of anything?
So that was the last LaCroix.
Drink anything.
Okay, let me go inspect.
Thanks,
second.
Eddie. Thank
I
you.
wasn't prepped for drinks because I got back 2 days ago.
I panicked. Holy shit. All right. I don't care if it's warm as fuck either. Give me castor oil if you have to. Do you have...
Dude,
What?
we got a cold extra LaCroix right here.
Ow!
Ow!
Thanks, Eddie.
This was a stray one. I don't even know. It was, I think, like I didn't have enough room in that fridge. So that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, my guy.
All right, let's hear from our boys. What's going on?
Guys, follow us on Twitter at Eddie Burbeck and at Gus Buckets. Still. You already
Still.
know. You know for both.
Still
of
Gus
those.
Buckets, still unverified.
You already fucking know how it is.
I mean, for Gus Buckets for you, unverified for me. Just for people listening
Here we go.
who didn't see the point.
All right, I got one here. It's a disagreement, and it comes with a little visual aid that I will send to Tony, and it's going to piss you off, I think.
Okay.
So brace yourself. You ready to get pissed off right now?
To a fault, I think I get pissed off too easily. So
Okay.
let's hear it.
I'll read it, and then I'll show you the photo.
I'm going to try and be Zen Eddy right now.
Good. Disagreement. This is from at Lil Mitt Romney. Great. My friend goes to a local Japanese restaurant on a regular basis.
Okay.
And my brother always pours his sauce onto his plate and leaves a mess on the table like this. Now I'm going to show you the photo before I read the rest.
I'm trying to be Zen. You know me. I try to be peaceful. I try to be Zen.
Yeah.
Is it weird to say Zen? Is that fine still? I don't want
assume
to
it
do a
isn't.
weird like appropriation thing.
I
or
think
anything.
at the very least, we're obviously ignorant about it. So if it's not acceptable,
Let's just.
There's
I just
no
won't say it
intent.
again.
Have
You're
it be-
saying the opposite. You're saying keep
it,
saying it.
There you go. Have it be Sven. I'm Sven.
I'm trying to say Sven. Let's see that photo. I'm already a little mad because they're spilling sauce and not cleaning up after themselves.
But it is how they poured it. Yeah, I'll just show you the photo and you decide for yourself.
So what's happening here is the person is clearly, for audio listeners, it is these big dish plates and the sauce is rolling down the side onto the plate, which, can I say, and here's a suggestion for everyone in my life, everyone listening, and Gus, I'm sure you're the same.
Yes.
If you see something dribbling down the side of a can or a bowl, just give it a little wipe.
Give it a wipe.
Give it a wipe. Don't let it go all the way down. And then if it's a can, ring around the bottom and get on whatever surface it is. Before it drops all the way down, give it a little wipe and you're good.
Not hard.
This person is clearly picking up 2 sauce bowls and dumping them forward onto the plate.
Yes.
And then while it's running down the side, setting it back on the table and leaving it like that for the rest of the meal. That is insane behavior.
Abysmal. Look at... I redirect your attention to the visual aid on screen.
Okay.
Again, audio listeners, fuck you. Sorry. Look at... This is a cornered bowl. Pour it out of the fucking corner. It's a natural flute.
Also, can I mention, can I zoom in on the photo here?
Yeah, it's a screenshot of the whole thing, so
okay.
go for it.
It looks like, I was making sure that wasn't rice. It looks like it's paper towels. No,
Yep.
there's some stray rice and some stray maybe green thing there too. Look, flip it around.
A little green onion. Oh, unacceptable. Who's going ham on this shit?
I got a quick suggestion as well. You're eating out at a restaurant and you got like a bunch of stuff on the table and you're done with your plate. Take that napkin, swipe up your crumbs,
Do it.
put it on the plate. We're not animals. They're still going to clean the plate anyway, yes, but it's disrespectful to just leave a bunch of shit everywhere.
It is. I'll read the last sentence of this, and this is just going to lock in the disrespect. The brother who pours these says, yeah, he won't acknowledge that anything is wrong with it, and he says, the classic line, it's their job to clean it. It's fine.
You can legally kill your brother. That's fine.
Anybody that says that, I can't believe that people would unironically say that line still. It's such a meme of how obviously rude it is.
I know. I don't understand. It's like, yeah, it's part of their job if you have to force this on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's part of their job, because a dumb fucks like you, not you,
Yeah.
but the brother.
Well, me, but
that
yeah.
makes me oh God, dude.
And it's the shit of like, I try to impress. If you're one of those people that has said that line or is currently saying that line unironically, you know, like you throw some trash, you miss the thing. Janitor will get it. It's their job. Waiter will get it. It's their job and
Yeah.
shit. Even if I can't convince you with the line, it's just easy to do and it's fucking basic human decency.
Yeah.
Make it a selfish thing. If you keep chumming the waters with shit like that, it will probably result in even one instance of you getting a terrible service experience. Maybe you go back there. Maybe they remember the asshole that left the fucking shit. Maybe you get, like, your shit gets burned, you know?
Yeah.
It will trace back to you.
Right,
I'm
and-
not making it a karma thing, but it will. You're putting
Yeah.
bad shit into the world.
For real. And that's even, I think even in the past, I even when we were young, or like toward the beginning of the podcast, I probably wouldn't have complained about like Postmates as much. But even when we were talking about that, we were talking about the service of getting a delivery.
Yeah.
I would never be like, oh, well, like, you got to do this way extra thing for me. I'm actually in the apartment across the street. It's your job to give it to me.
Yeah.
Like, never something like that.
It was not that. It would be like, and even if we were complaining about the act of the person doing one thing, it would be like, hey, you left food in the main lobby and didn't contact me. Like, that
Right.
was...
It would be like, or if the person was like rude to us, you know?
Exactly.
But still like that. And even then, I probably wouldn't say that stuff now just cause. But
Yeah.
like, but for real, if you're somebody, and I had this when I was, I've talked about this on the podcast before. When I worked at AMC, I was a fucking usher. And the way, and sincerely, I want everyone to listen because there's no possible way. And I know you and I are good with this.
Yeah.
There's no possible way that everyone that listens to the podcast, based on what I've seen for people who go to theaters, do this.
Yeah.
Clean up, take your trash with you, throw it out, and if you dump popcorn onto the floor, sometimes it's like maybe a kid does it and there's too much and you can't clean up the mess, for sure. And you don't have to go down on your hands and knees. But if you are purposely dumping shit onto the floor or like really not cleaning up after yourself in a movie theater, fuck you!
You
Stop
suck.
doing it!
You suck. You've said the thing before that I still don't understand how people do with the cup holder. Tell me
Yeah,
about that.
I tweeted about it recently again, where some people, a couple times a week when I was working there, or not maybe not a couple times a week, but at least a couple of times while I worked there, because I worked there for a couple of months and
Yeah.
then I had to leave. Was people would into the cup holder of the chair dump their popcorn like it's a little snacking cup.
I don't get it.
It's just like, and so even then, it's like, honestly, I didn't even mind cleaning those up because I was so baffled by it that I was like, well, they're harmed more than I am here, you know? Like, they got fucking wet Pepsi on their popcorn that they're eating. But, like, for real, dude, it's just people would even, they'd have, like, bring their, I think I've mentioned this before as well, so I'm sorry for people who are longtime listeners. I have never, and I mean this for real, I have never seen a theater so destroyed than the 11 a.m. Saturday showing of Hotel Transylvania 2. It was like a fucking war zone in there, dude. I went in and it was like, well, one, to give kids a box of nachos with queso in a movie theater.
Come on.
What are we doing?
Dude.
Somebody's got to figure this out.
You might as well just have them dip their hands in a tub of Elmer's glue before they enter the theater.
It was like queso smeared across different, and like as an usher, you can't do that much there. You got a little broom and okay. I'll also say they give you a little broom and a little like what would the catcher be called?
A little dustpan on a stick.
Yeah, dustpan. It's a little dustpan, a stick, and a little broom.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is that they don't work for popcorn on a carpet at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what a better system would be, but it doesn't work. So you're just constantly sweeping it, and the popcorn will do a little jump in the air and land, and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
And it was just this cleanup where we literally were like, tell the people that are coming into the next show that they need to wait an extra 15 minutes because it was so bad. And it was mainly on me to just clean up the whole thing. And I hated it so much.
I forget, I don't often go to, like, typically geared towards children's movies in theaters, and it really was shit like, I think the first children's movie that I saw in theaters after a big break was The Incredibles 2, and I went in there and I was like, oh, yeah, seeing children's movies sucks in the theater.
We saw Incredibles 2 together, right?
Yeah, and there was kids yelling and shit, and there was running.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Frozen 2. I'm thinking of Frozen
okay,
2, not
got
Incredibles 2. It was some fucking sequel. I went there with Sabrina and my cousin and Sven, and I was like, this is chaos right now.
Yep.
There's kids screaming and shit. There's kids throwing fucking food and stuff. There's a girl in front of me that was like, I could see in her hands, she was having like Airheads or some shit, like the little candied version, and there was like paint on her hands pretty much, and she was just like palming these fuckers. It sucks going to kids' movies in theaters, dude.
Yep.
Fuck that. They should have special adult-only screenings for those in major cities.
You just wait till late at night. And then there's only
Smart.
a couple of kids there.
That's a good idea.
And you're like, there's sometimes a later showing of a kid's movie. Like, I remember one time I saw like 11 p.m. one on a weeknight.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a Pixar movie. And I saw like a 4-year-old there. And I was like, it was during the school year. And I was like,
This is an active waste.
what are you doing with your kid? You can't take your kid here at 11 p.m. That kid's got to sleep.
It's terrible. Time and money
But also,
waste.
I don't have a kid. I don't know what the fuck parenting's like. But I for sure will assume I'll do a better job until I have one.
There you go. Probably is a breeze. You guys are being babies.
Yeah, it's probably the easiest thing you'll ever do.
Let's have a child.
Sorry. Huh?
Together. Like we'll get one. We get to go acquire a little baby. Raise him.
Wait, so you didn't say adopt. You said acquire.
Yeah, like ascertain would be another appropriate term.
What is the process of acquiring or ascertaining a baby?
We'll go down to a Piggly Wiggly in the Midwest.
Okay.
And
was that the small like Walgreens type? I think I went to one once when we were filming Part 9.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Kroger, kind of. It's a
it.
grocery store. We'll go to Piggly Wiggly, and we will go to the meats section because when you're checking out meats, you got to get both your hands on that cut of meat as a parent, and you're saying like, is this a good piece of steak?
Wait a minute. So you're saying when you're at a butcher area for the meat section, you get both your hands on raw pieces of meat in the grocery store?
Yeah, because it'll be like, is this a good cut of meat for my family? Does it have a lot of like tendons and stuff in it? So we'll go there, and then the parents will inevitably be manhandling the meat, and they'll have both their hands on there, and they will have no hands on the stroller. So then we can just kind of swoop up and stroll on out of there with a little baby.
Okay, I got a lot of questions. First off,
Piggly Wiggly, I know the concern. It's actually more regional.
Not about Piggly Wiggly. Us finding a Piggly Wiggly is probably the least of my concerns. So first off,
well, it should be high up. It's not very nationwide, but go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Did you continue the meat thing during COVID?
Well, I mean, did I eat meat during COVID?
Nope. Not what I asked. Did you continue touching meat in the grocery store with both your hands during COVID, during the pandemic?
Well, I didn't eat one bad cut of meat last year, so I would have had to have screened all of the meats.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I needed to know that first.
Yeah.
Second, you want us to kidnap a kid.
Well, God, when you use such colloquial terms as that, it sounds a lot more callous than it is.
So would you say the person that we're grabbing, we would be napping them?
Well, it will be easier if the kid's napping, but we'll take them regardless.
I would say, why don't we shelve this plan for now? We can come back to it. I'll give you that.
Shelve it. Okay. Just like I would shelve the meats if I decided
bad
later I would put them on.
If I decided after massaging that meat
Yeah.
that it's a bad cut.
I may be in the cereal aisle now, but this prime rib is not looking so prime anymore.
I can imagine just walking up towards you at a grocery store, and you got a steak right here, and you're just like, bad cut.
Sorry,
Bad cut.
ma'am, could you get your fingers on these and confirm, is there 8 or 9 tendons in this New York strip? I'm having a hard time.
I'm gonna New York skip this bad boy. Then.
Eddie, how's about we open some fucking
Mail! Let's do it. We got 2 packages, right?
Yep, I got them right here.
We got more than that too.
Tell them that don't send so much mail.
Okay, only some of you send mail right now.
We don't need a lot.
We don't need a lot.
We're good.
We just want to make sure we're not overloading the people at the post office. Because, Gus, it's not a storage unit.
It's not a goddamn storage unit. Shouldn't have to tell you that.
Shouldn't have to tell me, so I told you.
I got this one started for you. Open it upside
Thank you.
down.
Okay. This one is a Prime package. What am I looking at here?
I wouldn't know. Sorry for the burp.
This is a track.
Track?
What's going on? Wait a minute.
What is it?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out.
Is it treasures?
This feels like something that I think it might be. And I think it is, and this is fucking awesome. Hold on one second.
What is it?
Hold on.
I'm excited.
Okay, so this is a little train that has stickers on it for Gus and Eddy.
Whoa!
And it's got yikes, and then it's got the Gus Icy sticker. It's stickers. I think these are our stickers, right? Not the Gus and Eddy one, but
Big wowza energy on this one.
did you sell one of these?
I don't think I sold them as stickers, but I sold it as a t-shirt and a hat.
Oh wait, these are cut out. These are custom made. Because these, I didn't sell yikes stickers, but they came free with some of the orders before.
Whoa.
I don't think that's still a thing, so don't fault me. Okay, and then we got a little track.
Dude, do you want to ride this around the apartment and then I'll lay tracks right in front of it like Gromit?
But so we need 2 tracks for the grommet laying.
Oh.
So, and we only have 1. Wait, what? How do I?
Could you get a track? I don't want to have to go out and get a track.
I don't understand how this track works. Does it go? Hold on.
That is... Oh, there it is, kind of locking on there.
No, it's not. I'm just holding it there. Wait, no. Actually, you're right. Wait, and I got to get the other wheels on here.
Okay.
There we go.
Whoa!
There we go.
Look at that. Hauling freight now.
I didn't see a note. Wait, there's a note in here.
That's going under the Christmas tree come holiday season. Did you guys do trains under the tree? We didn't do that.
No,
we
but
sucked.
I love the idea of a train under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. And I really wish I honestly, I think I might have mentioned this last Christmas season to Chrissy that I want to get a little train to go out around the Christmas tree.
I like that idea.
It says, oh, wait. No.
What up?
The start of the letter says, boys, Merry Christmas.
Uh-oh.
Wait, it's not after Christmas, is it? Come on, the post office is in the storage unit. Here we go. Wait, a buddy of mine got me interested in adding a train to my Christmas tree a few years ago. This is crazy. I wasn't satisfied with a standard train, so I ended up learning how to customize them. A few episodes ago, you discussed Christmas trains. Apparently, we've talked about this before.
Oops.
I had toyed with the idea of making a Gus and Eddy boxcar previously, so I took this as a sign to make it. For the audio listeners, the boxcar is approximately 20 feet long, so it's impressive that it fits in the studio. Dude, this is great. There's a little bit more. Also there's a pregunta for us. How dare you?
Oh.
You claimed in the last podcast that there is nothing special about Minnesota, which I believe was a joke you made even last week.
True. It's always relevant.
As a Minnesotan, I feel the need to remind you of the Minnesota State Fair. If you've never attended, you're missing out and have to check it out this year and then add it to your list of why it's special.
I've been to that. You talking about the Great Minnesota Get-Together?
I don't know.
That's what they call it. There's a sound clip from the 50s, and they say, it's time for the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
Is that what the State Fair is called? Because I love that if that's what the State Fair is called.
It's the unofficial slogan.
Okay.
Actually, the Minnesota State Fair is kind of cool. There's a lot of good shit there, but...
I've been to the Wisconsin State Fair and no other state fairs.
Do they also do the, on a stick kind of thing where it's like the meme is... because the Minnesota State Fair, I feel like, takes it so far where they embrace the meme of, food on a stick. Where
I saw at least a lot of fried foods there where it embraced that. I don't know how much. I also went when I was 10, so I don't know.
I'm a few years out of the Great Minnesota Get Together game, but I remember they would cater the radio and television ads and stuff even around we have even more things on a stick this year, which is a kind of funny marketing thing. And you'd go there and it got so extreme where they were selling shit like soup on a stick and shit like jerky and pickles. They always have these little things of hey, maybe there'll be a stick stuck through it so that even if you can't hold it
so
and
it's
eat it
a
and
Campbell's
shit.
can that's leaking that they stuck a stick right
and
through.
it was wood, so it definitely got splinters in the guy's hand before he jammed it in.
And when he hands it to you, it's like that. He's got a bunch of bandages. And he goes, I gotta get these splinters out.
We only have cream of mushroom. Sorry, I'm hurting. I found that the lids are thinner, so I've been poking them through these. But no, they've had some. I've had pickle on a stick, and I had a hot dog on a stick, which you'd be like, "Is that a corn dog?" And I'm like, "No, it's a hot dog." And then they adhered the bun to the thing. It's fucking wild, dude. But they do that.
I hope they still do because maybe we do a Gus and Eddy go to the Minnesota State Fair.
I like that idea. Anyway, Minnesota's fine, I guess. Let's open this box. Oh,
wait, is that any?
speak of the devil.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So for audio listeners, Gus is about to unwrap a VHS of The Incredibles. So we just talked about Christmas trains after getting this train, and that ended up being what the letter was about. And now we got an Incredibles VHS.
Go, they're GameCube.
Oh, it's GameCube games. I love that game for the PS2. I had a bunch of cheat codes. You can make him, Mr. Incredible have a big head. And laser eyes, I believe.
Whoa.
Dude, Tiger Woods PGA 2 or 3, that's fucking amazing.
This is before he was publicly scoring, too, so it's really valuable.
You think that's before he was publicly scoring? Right?
Scoring or scored?
Oh, scorned. Okay, because I was like, he was doing great as he had his own game.
This was before the Escalade
you talking
crash.
about before he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, that thing. Which, again, if it was probably anybody else, probably could have got away with it, but he was such a squeaky clean image that it was, decimating.
Yeah, it seems that unfairly a lot of people are forgiven for that almost instantly by most people.
Very true. Very true. I was going to say, as I open the final part of this package here, I first felt bad about oh fuck, not this one, but then I realized, oh wait, this is all new mail I'm drawing out of. They were probably getting ahead of it for this year. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because also the not a storage unit thing, it wouldn't have made sense with when we actually heard it the first time relative to the first Christmas. I believe.
I don't know, because this Christmas would have been after. I think it was last summer when the not a storage unit thing happened.
Oh my God, is time flown that fast?
I think wasn't it when Jack was
beautiful.
on?
Look at this.
Oh.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's really gorgeous.
Can we do a quick zoom? Oh, that's beautiful. It's a little boy support boys. What would is that?
Cross stitch?
Yeah, beautiful cross stitch.
Feel free to read this on the podcast or don't. I can't control what you guys do. Hell yeah. Gus and Eddy, here's a cross stitch I designed and made for you guys. I'm also the one that made... Oh, dude, I'm also the one that made the crayons cross stitch that I gave Gus at the Milwaukee live show. I have that. It's in my house. My boyfriend Cody and I love watching the videos on your individual channels as well as the podcast together, even though you guys once told us to break up. Oops.
Oh, no. Did we?
I don't
It's a
remember.
disagreement, probably.
you guys will be fine. Thank you so much, Carrie B. And this is Carrie B. Carrie B and Cody S from Milwaukee. Thank you both.
Thank you, Carrie and Cody. That's a really great couple duo name grouping.
That's
you know,
true. Carrie B, Corey S.
There you go.
I mean Cody S. Anyway, that's it from Mel.
What other questions we got?
I'm looking right now.
Preguntas, I mean.
Oh, that means questions for our audio listeners
Just making sure. Okay.
and English speakers. At Whack Aura.
Wait,
what?
real quick before you do it.
What's
And we
up?
have to read Whack Aura because I don't want that person to be like, you skipped the question. You told me you were going to tell me about your hat on the podcast.
We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Whack Aura.
Oh.
Well, actually, this one's so fucking quick, dude. This is an easy one. At Whack Aura, what rule do you add to chess to make it a little more interesting?
Guns.
Yeah, I mean...
You can shoot your opponent. If you're about to lose, you can shoot your opponent.
You get one gun, though.
There's one in the chamber, which is not a hard thing because you're across the table.
And you have to commit to bringing a gun into the game beforehand because it needs to take up piece squares. So you can either get your full squad of pieces or compromise about 8 of them and put the gun across those squares.
Hear me out then. You can't shoot your opponent, but at one point, while your opponent is making a move, you can fire the gun into the air and they put the piece in the wrong spot.
And they're stuck with that move.
Yeah, wherever it lands is where it goes. So imagine they're moving it over and you're like, I got my opening. Bah! Bah!
Oh, king me.
Drywall like coming down. Wow, we really shouldn't have had this in a building with multiple floors.
Could have at least gone to the top floor. I think it's uninhabited.
Or it's chess, but you are in the back of a pickup truck and nothing's glued down or different, and it's driving.
That's good. And
You
it's just on a back road.
You have to try and keep, as the wind's blowing, keep all your pieces in the same spot.
I like that idea. Guns and trucks.
Truck chess or gun chess.
I
That's
like-
what they're called. Creative names.
You know what you're getting in each one.
You play gun chess?
Truck chess.
What's that?
I've been stuck on truck chess.
Oh,
My
man.
buddy's between guns right now, but we'll get back on it soon. So, oh yeah, this isn't a question. It's just on my hat. So my hat. Oh, this is fucking cool. So Sabrina and I, we've been back vaxxed up for a while now. We went to Vegas a week or so ago. I was posting some TikToks in my time in Vegas.
Also, we got to do that as a group because I've
Yes.
never been to Vegas and I would love to go.
Yes, we will go there. And now I'm excited because, especially if we don't want to do as much group gambling for some of the trip stuff, then we can go do some of the other cool fun shit that we found.
I'm fine with that. Do they allow you to chill in a casino around friends that are gambling?
It is going to be difficult for you to do so.
I thought the whole thing was you could just as long as you're not standing over a table, you could kind of just hang out.
You could hang around a craps table or so.
Okay.
I've been learning craps, but I haven't played at a casino yet because I understand the rules of it. But a lot of the etiquette shit I don't understand yet of when do I place the specific pass bets and shit. If you play craps, you understand. I've not done it yet. I don't know the complete etiquette.
I know you
play it online.
do not hang around blackjack. I know that.
Yeah, sometimes you can a little bit
Oh,
if it's like a lighter deal kind of situation. And really most of the time, it'll be not a blitzed out night. They'll probably have cheaper tables, and it really only is a problem if you're going to the higher limit tables.
Oh, well, I wouldn't do that.
Exactly. If we find some $10 tables or even some $5s, probably have to go to Fremont Street, not on the Strip, and do that. But you could hang around and
Cool.
chill over there,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Anyways,
But
yeah.
Anyway, I'm curious to see too. So no worries if this isn't your thing. But I went on an experience during Vegas, and let me float this past you.
Let's hear it.
Place is called Meow Wolf.
Okay.
All right. And I know that sounds like an EDM album from 2011, but it's actually kind of cool. So Meow Wolf was this giant, huge building thing where they have a few different attractions. It wasn't directly on the Strip, but it was like a 5-minute Uber. It was right next door.
Got it.
And there was a bunch of cool shit in there. The interior was gorgeous, really dark, no natural lighting. There was a giant like bar garden kind of area that kind of looked like slight Pandora Avatar-y vibes kind of shit.
Okay.
Get a couple of beers. There was a little fake driving range you could go in there. There was like paintball. There was axe throwing like bars and stuff in there. And then there was this enormous section of it called Omega Mart. I was like, what the fuck is this Omega Mart thing? And I was kind of getting pissed because Sabrina was like, we're going to go do this Omega Mart thing. And I was like, what is it? She's like, I can't really fully explain it. It's hard to explain. And I get it now. But I'm also better at explaining things than Sabrina. So I'll do a better job to you right now.
Got it.
It is like this kind of, did you go to like Tommy Bartlett's at all? And like,
Yeah.
Or like the top secret upside down White House kind of shit.
I did both those things, but do you want to explain? I mean, I guess that one.
Yes.
Explain both those for people that don't know as well.
Essentially, knowing that you have that as a jumping off point, I'll just jump into the definition. It's pretty much as like an experience and a walkthrough that you can go through. But this is purely geared towards just this really weird kind of like happy, cheery, dystopian kind of like shit. You know, have you ever seen like Idiocracy?
Yeah.
You know how there's all those like fake ads and it's very satirical and shit?
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay, so it's one of those art kind of experiences you walk through and there's a bunch of cool shit to look at and it's okay.
And I wouldn't even say it's geared so much farther away from the art end of the spectrum and more towards just cool fuck around shit, you know?
Right, got it.
And without spoiling stuff, like, for example, you walk in there and the entire first part of it is like a full-size supermarket. And every single product in there, like apparently it took years to make this exhibit. Every product is fake, and it's a gag gift. Like it's something you'd see on The Simpsons, you know? Like,
can you buy it?
You can buy almost any of the things and take them home. So like, and it's just weird shit. Like Sabrina got me gum. It's like gum, but it's GOM, and it's just like gum for when you need some gum. And like the packaging has jokes all over it and shit. Like it's its own thing. And there's hundreds of these.
Oh, I want to go there.
It's so fucking cool. So you walk in there and shit, and then there's just like there's something going wrong in the whole area is the thing, you know?
And
like
you don't want to like spoil their stuff, right, for the experience.
Yeah, and it is not aggressive. It can be enjoyed super passively, but essentially you can either walk through and like just see all these weird fucking things and go through these enormous environments. It's not just the store. And or you can like do a side quest thing. You have like these little electronic key cards things that you can get information at different terminals for.
Oh, I want to do this so bad.
It's fun. And there's like a through line of like a girl went missing. You're trying to find out what happened things. And there's stuff in all these environments of like, you know, I found this little area off to the side where there's a bunch of mailboxes and I looked through them and there was papers in there and there was clues and shit.
So it's kind of escape roomy with the like figuring stuff out. Which, by the
Totally.
way, why haven't we done an escape room together?
We have to do that. I've never done an official one before.
I did an escape room. The only escape room I've ever done was, I think, summer 2019. Me, Danny, Laura, and Drew did one together. And it was so fun, especially to do it with that group. It was really great. And it was like an Indiana Jones type themed one.
That's so cool,
And
dude.
so you started in, it was made to look. There's a confession like box there. Is that the technical name for it?
I think so.
It was that, and it looked a little churchy, but it was a small room. When she figured out a little bit more, the back door of the confession booth popped out, and it was a cave. And it was like an kind of Indiana Jones figuring out this cave stuff. And I thought it was really cool to open up that way. We got to do one.
Where was that at?
It was in somewhere in Illinois. I forgot exactly where it was.
Back in the Midwest, though?
Yeah.
I'd be curious, too. Folks in the comments or something, or even on the subreddit, is there some cool shit maybe even around Los Angeles?
I bet there is,
What's
yeah.
the best of the best? I want the cream of the crop, because I'm going in blind when it comes to like escape room stuff.
And hear me out. We are recording this, because this episode is coming out on a little weird day, on Tuesday, June 15th. If you are listening to this, and it is past July of 2021, don't tweet it at us.
Yeah.
Just because I've made the mistake of asking for information, and then people will listen to this in 3 years and then be like, oh, I got to tell them.
Yeah,
and
it'll be like, so that Canadian maple syrup you're looking for. I was like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Yeah. But I would love to hear about those cool experiences
Yeah.
here. We should go to them. Also, I'd say I'm a great person to go to an escape room with because I care enough to have fun, but I don't really care if we escape. If somebody is not doing, like, pulling their weight, I would never get mad.
Yes.
But it's fun to try and win and try and escape, and I'm in it enough to go for it. But if we can't figure it out, I'm not like, whoa, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you know?
It's a good level. And I would say I'd throw myself and I'd throw Sven into the same boat. And we've talked before about, like, it is so hyper important that you get the right group of people for stuff like that. Because one person could sully it for everybody.
Yeah, and the main thing, too, and I didn't have this experience with mine, but I've heard about it for other people going to escape rooms, is there's a lot of confident dumb leaders out there that are like, I'm taking over, and nobody else is doing it.
The theater
and
kid.
That's why I loved doing it with Danny, Drew, and Laura, because we were all just working such a great team. But yeah, I want to do more of that. That'll be fun as hell.
That just sounds exciting to go do stuff. Like, my favorite thing in the world is to just go out and, like, just fucking do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Swung
do
by
as a group.
Swung by Planet 15 before then, and then I went through a Mega Wolf or a Mega Mart afterwards.
Wait, cool. What's Planet 15?
That is the world's largest dispensary.
Oh, okay. So that was what the little wink was for.
Just checked it out.
Just looked at stuff.
Just looked at stuff.
Is weed legal in Nevada?
Yes.
Oh, it have to be.
Yes,
it's a dispensary.
it is.
Yeah. Why did I even ask that? It's a dispensary. It's
it
not
is.
like you're...
Yeah. I won't drag you into it. I feel like I flirt around with it. I do a little puffing from time to time.
Sometimes you give it a puff.
Do a little puff. Don't want my personality to be centered around
But,
it, but
and also I would say if you're in high school, don't.
I wouldn't at all.
No.
Don't do it.
We didn't, and I think that was a great choice for me and my brain.
Yeah, still developing pretty crucially at that stage. But,
Don't joke, or don't. I said don't joke. don't joke. Don't smoke. Don't do it while you're younger.
I'm going to just lift my unofficial floodgates now for I will tell you weed stories sometimes, chat. You're not live, but this was one where my experience at Omega Mart was really fun because I went to Planet 15 prior to that.
Because you saw how weed is legalized and it made you happy.
And it made me happy. I said, wow, the knowledge of this is carrying me through to such a higher plane, and I'm very pleased. But it's a fun experience.
We got to do Vegas stuff. I'm so glad. I feel like there was, and I don't know about you, during the pandemic while we were doing the remote podcast, I mean, we weren't really getting to hang out. We had separate like gaming groups that we were in, and then like, you know, obviously we're both in relationships and we want to spend time with that too. And so I was just like, you and I didn't have much stuff to do. We'd occasionally play a game, but I really, really love that now we're going back to normal, and it's like, oh, we're hanging out again. Perfect.
Yeah, it's so fun.
There was part of the back of my brain where I was like, we're not gonna not hang out when things go back to normal, right? And it's just like we're things are back, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, because you're in that world and you're just like, oh, is this how it's gonna be now? Because it's just the momentum of that. But
honestly, I don't know if you thought the same thing. I don't know.
I did too.
Airing it out on the podcast.
No, I mean it's not a bad thing because it wasn't derived from any conflict. It just was like, hey, this is the situation right now. Shit, is this gonna be it going forward? And now that we're not in that situation, it's like, cool. Well, we've been doing shit and we'll continue to do even more.
I think the nice thing too is we could both feel our own effort right away, where it was like, oh well, we got to hang out just us again. Yeah, you know, like we got to go. And especially when we went to get dinner and then did some Half-Life Alyx. I fucking loved that day. We got to do more of it.
Oh, my index headset's broke still.
Yeah, no, you want to explain to people?
Just the headset, it might have just bricked itself. I don't know.
VR headset.
Yeah, VR headset. I had the Valve Index, and I'm really worried because now I'm going to get inundated with a bunch of people giving the inaccurate tech.
You're going to chat with Valve support, so you don't need it from people.
I'll talk to Valve support, but yeah, it is. I believe it's a hardware issue. None of the lights are turning on, so I just have to fully get a new one, which is a bummer.
I think I've seen times where they've had a hardware mess up with one of their controllers and completely replaced it for people. So I definitely try talking to their chat, but also I don't want to praise their customer service because I don't fucking know anybody's experience with it.
And it's always a good idea to err on the side of not praising corporate support just in case.
Right. Speaking of that, and I tweeted about this yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, got to do one of the greatest joys in life yesterday. Well, one, absolutely fucking criminal. You know how the main thing with cable packages is. They give you a decently reasonable but pretty expensive price, and then 18 months pass, they shoot your bill up, they wait till you notice, they offer you the cheap price again. You just keep rinse and repeat. And that was how life was with cable for years. My mom is completely fed up with Comcast. Yesterday, I just got to call and cancel. None of the back and forth negotiating. I think also because it's remote, the person was clearly from home. They didn't send me the loyalty program for them to try and convince me there. At first, I said, hey, I'd love to cancel our cable service. We're going to shop around for internet. Maybe I'll be back for internet, but I don't want to negotiate anything like that.
Yeah.
And at first she goes like, I was being very respectful again because it's not, the person's fault for it. She goes, well, let me see if I can change your mind with any price stuff. And I go, hey, I just want to respect your time. I am canceling.
Yes, good.
And I said, there is nothing you can say. We are fed up with cable. We're fed up with Comcast prices. I know you don't decide those. I'm like, we're out. So I'd just love to cancel. And what I love is, and this was not the this is not the experience before with Comcast. She just went, okay, let's get that done.
Good.
Which before you talk to 5 people that are like, sir, are you sure?
Yeah.
But now I think they get it so commonly they just have to do it.
That's good. I literally did the same thing with T-Mobile like a month or so ago because I was trying to set up recurring payment shit, and like they didn't have it, and they were trying to upsell me on a bunch of shit, and I just was like, you try to connect to the person right away and be like, hey, I understand this is your policy for the upsell. I am not going to do that, so I'm just looking to do this one specific thing.
I think it's respectful to their time to be like, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to listen and hear it out and say no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you nice up front. There's nothing you could say or do.
Yeah.
And the joy of canceling a Comcast subscription, even though it's not my own. Oh boy. Because I've had to even for my mom had so many phone calls where I'm like, "What's this charge?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's the HD technology charge." And I'm like, "Okay, I pay for Netflix. I don't have any extra charge for that. Why is the HD technology charge on Comcast is $10 a month
What the fuck?
for HD?"
Dude, it worries me how they are so deep rooted in even entertainment shit right now.
Yep.
Like I'm even technically on paper.
Oh, right,
NBC
NBC
I don't
Universal
fucking
is-
care.
yeah.
Comcast, suck my dick. You guys suck. You suck.
They suck.
You guys fucking suck.
They suck, and they lobby so they can suck even more.
Oh
for
no, what are you
politicians.
gonna do? Fire me for my G4 slot? What am I gonna be fucked? No, you guys stop being assholes to people.
Yeah, for real.
I'm kind of petting the beast there. The opposite of that.
You just say, listen, you live a life on the edge. There you go.
You know, one of these.
No, yeah, I loved even seeing for John Oliver under AT&T makes
Yeah.
fun of them all the time, and that should be fine.
Yeah, it sucks because even AT&T is grabbing up a shitload of entertainment stuff.
I don't like
Time
any
Warner,
of it, man.
Comcast, fuck that noise, dude.
I hate it. I hate it all.
Fucking Viacom, got a bunch of shit. Everybody's just owned by a bunch of evil corporate overlords.
It's weird that entertainment seems now to feel like what we heard about it with like movie studios with movies in like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Or like 30s to 50s, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just so weird that it's like, we got like 5 companies now.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's terrible. If that, it's fucking horrible. Everything traces up.
Yeah, it's crazy. And especially, here's my biggest fucking complaint, and I don't care at all about this, and I think everyone's going to rally with me here. One, I think we talked about it at the time. Uber Eats should not have been able to buy Postmates.
No, they shouldn't have done that.
And now, at least for a while, they'd pretend. The apps were different. If you have Uber Eats and Postmates on your phone right now and they are updated, they are, no exaggeration, the exact same app.
Yeah.
They don't even try anymore. It's the same app.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same fucking one. You open it and it's just like, they're not even pretending.
No, they don't care.
They're just like, oh, we own both of the competition for this.
All those services have gone down the fucking tubes, dude.
Yeah.
They're shitty to their employees. There's no recourse for employees. They fucking, was it the Prop 22 shit that they arguably
man.
lied about?
Dude, they you'd open it up and it'd be like in pretty like graphic design. They'd be
Yeah.
like, it was vote yes, right on it.
Help our drivers.
Help our drivers be independent more. It's just
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's like
fuck
the
you
same
guys.
kind of fucking like messaging that Brexit shit was of just like,
Yeah.
hey, let's be independent.
Yeah,
Don't
Jesus Christ.
fuck you, dude.
Oh man. Yeah. So either way, fuck all the companies we talked about.
Fuck everybody.
I wanted to make sure nobody thought. And Valve makes good games, but I will never jump in front of a corporation to be like, they're great. Hold on.
That's good. We should diversify. Let's just pick one specific brand to say fuck to, kind of like
Who should we say it to?
Heinz Relish.
Fuck, just the relish.
Just the relish.
Do
The
you think they have
mustard-
their own division just for the relish?
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Pickles and a blend of savory spices. Do you think that can be headed by one department?
You think they're gonna have ketchup offices and put the relish department in there? They
No.
need their own building.
That would be cross contamination legally. So, anyway, fuck them.
Oh, what was that? A little E.
Just was getting kind of nervous talking with these cameras and lights on.
We're past episode 100 by now. You dropped your phone.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm getting nervous with the.
You're getting nervous now?
Yeah, these are hot.
They're not really hot. It's actually pretty cool in the apartment. Whoa, I said and it cut out. I don't know what I would be saying. You just keep checking the structural integrity?
Yeah, I don't. Gotta do something about that.
Give the wall a little punch there.